The Discover It credit card, perhaps the most unanimously agreed upon product as the best beginner credit card. At least that was the case a few years ago. But is this product still worth it in 2023? All right, so the Discover It cashback credit card has no annual fee, offers you 5% cashback in everyday categories that change each quarter, which includes things like Amazon.com, grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, and several others. It also gives you 1% cashback on all other purchases, and perhaps the best feature that really put this product on the map is the unlimited cashback match at the end of your first year. Meaning if you earned $150 in cash back, then Discover will magically turn that into $300 at the end of your first year. And that essentially means that at least in your first year, you're getting 10% cash back in those different rolling categories that I just mentioned, and 2% back on everything else. Sounds fairly simple so far, and you may have already known all of that, but there are several newer competing products, so the question remains, is this product still worth it in 2023? Well, to answer that question, I think we need to understand what the other options are. And while there are far too many to cover in this video, some of the biggest competitors that have recently hit the market or have recently been updated are things like the American Express Blue Cash Everyday Card, which also has no annual fee and gives you 3% back on groceries, online retail purchases, and gas, the Citi Custom Cash Card, which offers you a similar 5% cash back to the Discover It, but that comes on your highest eligible spending category, which automatically changes each month. And more simple products like the SoFi credit card or Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, which gives you a simple 2% back on everything, and that's it. Now, this video is not meant to be a comparison between those products and the Discover It, but I think they are important to mention since anyone who's looking into a product like the Discover It has probably stumbled upon some of them as well. Plus, we've also seen a meteoric rise in popularity of credit builder cards, which, without getting into it too much, they allow you to safely build your credit score without possibly accruing debt, which, as you can imagine, would be really appealing to someone who might be afraid of getting their first credit card. If you're curious, I will leave a link down below the like button where you can see a full list of my favorite beginner credit cards right now. But there's more under the surface with the Discover It card, both good and bad. First of all, your 5% cash back in those different rolling categories is capped at $1,500 in spending each quarter, meaning the maximum you could earn would be $75 per quarter or $300 per year in those rolling 5% categories. Again, the 1% cash back is unlimited, but no one's getting too excited about 1% cash back nowadays, even if it is matched at the end of your first year. Another common complaint I hear is that you have to go into the Discover app each quarter and remember to activate those rolling categories in order to earn 5% back. Now, if you ask me, that's really not that big of a deal, and it literally takes 5 seconds. But if you're not the type to check these apps occasionally, then I can totally understand why that could be frustrating. But also under the surface, on a more positive note, the Discover It card does have unparalleled customer support, which is 100% US-based 24/7 customer service that honestly rivals my American Express Platinum card, which costs me almost $700 per year. Hopefully you won't have to call their customer support too often, but if you do, I can confidently say that it is one of the best support lines I have ever used. And trust me, I spend a lot of time on the phone with these financial companies. Okay, a bit of a side note here, but I frequently get questions about the backgrounds that I use for all of these product B-roll shots. And FlexiSpot was kind enough to send out their new Pro Plus Standing Desk E7, which I used for the product shots in this video. But oddly enough, I've actually been a customer of FlexiSpot for several years, including the custom top standing desk that you see in every single one of my videos. Having used standing desks from other companies, this E7 model feels way more stable and doesn't wobble even at the highest height, which is really important for standing desks. And all of the matching accessories that FlexiSpot offers make it really easy to hide all of those ugly cables and customize the product to meet your needs. But again, you could spend hours customizing your desk to match your style. So if you want to check out FlexiSpot's E7 desk, which comes with a 30-day risk-free return policy and a 15-year warranty, then I will leave a link down below the like button where you can learn more and start customizing your home office today. All right, let's get back to the Discover It credit card. There's also some pretty great additional features considering this card has no annual fee, including more robust online privacy protection than what you would get with similar products, free social security number monitoring, which covers thousands of sites on the dark web, Discover's $0 fraud liability guarantee, which means you are never responsible for unauthorized purchases on your card, and of course more standard features that we've really come to expect, like the ability to freeze your card from your smartphone or request an overnight shipping for a new card if your card is lost or stolen. Circling back to the fraud liability protection, it is worth noting that this is a service actually provided directly by Discover, whereas competing products from Chase or Citi will usually have something like MasterCard or Visa liability protection. Might seem like a small deal, but the fact that Discover is both the card issuer and the payment network does actually play a bigger role than you'd think. Now, that brings us to another common misconception that I hear with Discover products, and that is Discover cards aren't widely accepted. And while that may have been true in 1990, rest assured that that is definitely not the case anymore. And having had my own Discover It card for over 5 years at this point, I have never once gone to swipe my card and been told, sorry, we don't accept Discover. Well, that exact thing has happened with me with American Express several times. As of 2022, Discover claims that their cards are accepted in over 200 countries, which is amazing because I didn't even know there were 200 countries. But in the US, Discover is accepted at 99% of card locations, so you really have nothing to worry about there. One last point worth covering for Discover is that their mobile app is actually pretty fantastic considering they are one of those large national banking corporations. Don't get me wrong, they are nowhere close to something like SoFi or Chime in the design and user experience departments, but compared to similar competitors like Chase or Wells Fargo, the Discover app makes those platforms look like Windows XP, which I am barely old enough to remember. You're also able to have your Discover credit cards, bank accounts, and other products all under the same application, which is the industry standard nowadays, but something worth mentioning since I am always a huge fan of that. For the sake of being thorough, I will mention that they are currently offering a 0% intro APR for the first 15 months, but as always, that should be completely irrelevant because if you're paying any amount of interest to any credit card company, then you're definitely doing something wrong, and you should just cut that card up and go back to the drawing board. Redeeming your cashback rewards is also much more simple than competing products since there's no points that you have to transfer or any of that crap. It's literally just cash that you can deposit directly into your bank accounts, apply as a statement credit towards your balance, or even use it as cashback rewards on places like Amazon or PayPal. Lastly, before we answer the important question of is this product still worth it, I do always like to mention that Discover does have over 160 different card designs, which by no means is an important benefit, but I have never seen a credit card company with so many different design options, and I just have 2 of the many options that they have here. So if you care about that sort of thing, then don't worry, Discover definitely has you covered. And I know today we are specifically looking at the standard cashback version of this card, but it's worth noting that there are several other versions, like the student version, a travel card, and several others as well, and you can check out this video to see a full comparison of every Discover It product. Okay, but enough about all of that. Is the Discover It credit card still worth it? And the answer for me is yes, for some people. Don't get me wrong, I still love this product. And if you have no credit history or this is your first credit card, then most likely this is your best option. But Discover's got some new competition for users with little to no credit history. And depending on the benefits and rewards that you're looking to get out of your credit card, it's at least worth considering what other options you may qualify for. For example, if you just want to earn a consistent cashback on major categories like groceries and gas, then you might want to look into the American Express Blue Cash Everyday card. Maybe you like the 5% back that the Discover card gives you, but you don't want to activate the categories each quarter. Well, maybe you want to look into something like the Citi Custom Cash card in that case. Or maybe you just want to earn a simple flat cash back on all of your purchases and not have to worry about any categories, and in that case, you'll want to look into something like the SoFi credit card or Wells Fargo Active Cash card. Obviously, the Discover It card has other things going for it, like their fantastic customer support, but as these competing products have added more and more benefits and rewards over the years, it has definitely taken some of the shine away from this once no-brainer product. But as always, that is just my opinion. So let me know what you think of the Discover It credit card down in the comment section below, and whether or not you feel this product is still worth it in 2023. Be sure to check out the full list of my favorite beginner credit cards using the link down below the like button, or check out this video to see a full comparison of every single Discover It credit card. As always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.